It's so funny that the Trump administration knew what the was up with the Crooks family. You know what I'm saying? They were aware.
Latest on the investigation into the attempted assassination of Donald Trump and the questions about the security breach. Our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas is in Washington.
That's a crazy mustache. That's wild. Michael Jordan tried this. It didn't work. I don't know why people are still doing it. It's a wild mustache. You know what I mean? It's a wild mustache. It makes you look like a particular German painter, like a German art school dropout. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Quantico has accessed the shooter's phone. Quantico has accessed the shooter's phone, and they're looking into it, but they're like shocked. And it's because they don't have me on their side. I'm not even kidding. Give me a call. This is the only time I'll work with the feds. I want to know so bad what the was going on in this dude's head. I will find the point of radicalization, okay? I will find the point. I'll pinpoint it with accuracy that the shooter did not have, okay? I will pinpoint it with unimaginable accuracy. I promise. This is extremely my shit. I just want to know. I want to know so bad. Because the thing is, this dude is like so hog-coded in every way. The ActBlue donation is like obviously a blip. And obviously trying to assassinate Donald Trump is the other major reason why it's like, what was going on in this man's mind? You know what I mean? What the was going on in this dude's goddamn mind? Because like, there's 2 points. One minor point, the $15 dono, and then one major point, trying to kill Hog Jesus, Donald Trump. And everything else outside of that is just like so aesthetically and so ideologically conservative, okay? So much, which is why hogs have not been able to really cultivate a narrative that is appropriate here. They can't, they're like upset. I feel bad for the hogs. I feel bad for them. Because like if the dude even had like one Spanish relative in his lineage, they could be like, that's right, Mexicans did it. If the dude had said the Shahada one time, they could be like, that's right, Islamist terrorism. Once again, this guy loves Hamas. You know what I mean? If the dude wasn't wearing a YouTube gun, like a gun YouTuber t-shirt, but instead wearing like, I don't know, my merchandise, God forbid, or even something that is like ostensibly like liberal coded, they'd be like, oh, liberal Antifa. But it's just crazy. They can't find anything. They can't find shit. He was a Persian Jew, hence Iranian Islamist. Yeah, he was a Persian Jew, sure. Bro, there is not a single Persian Jew that has ever been in like any Western Pennsylvania county, okay? Like, that'd be so funny. But yeah, DC Drano has an exclusive. I don't know if I trust his ass, but oh, it's a video. Video shows the shooter walking around by himself looking at rooftops near Trump. How was he not detained? Especially after getting caught with a rangefinder? I wonder why he wasn't. Hey, DC Drano, why do you think he wasn't detained? Partially, perhaps it was because he's white. Don't you think? Don't you think that was the reason? Bro, this dude had the best invisibility shield of all time at a Trump rally, okay? He was white. He looked inbred as he had that white guy hair where you're like balding, but you also have like long hair at the same time, but it's like it's both simultaneously dry and wet all the time at the same time. I don't even know how that works. You know what I'm saying? Like he was so perfectly white, dude. Absolutely zero people are going to clock him. He had a Habsburg jaw. He was so white, he looked like royalty. There ain't no way anybody was like, this guy's going to shoot Trump. Maybe suck Trump. Anyway, you're describing half of Twitch. No, I'm not. Hasanabi heads are not like that. Oh, I love this one. Walter banged with this, by the way. He is the GOAT for this one. This is such a good, I kind of want to start doing this too. Sorry to tell you, but I'm rocking a pretty greasy skullet. A woke one though. Dude, don't do that. What do I always tell you guys, dude? Everyone can be a 7. This is not everyone can be a 7 ass mentality at all. If you got a skullet going on and is greasy, fix it, dude. Cut that shit out. Get a mullet. Get a boy mullet. Okay? Live your life a little bit. I just don't understand why chatters will voluntarily be like, no, you know that guy who looks horrific? I look exactly like him. Why did you voluntarily deliver this information to like a stadium full of people? Okay? I don't understand why you would do that. And which means you have that recognition and you haven't done shit about it. Go fix that shit, dude. It's not that hard. Get a haircut. This is hair ableist as bro. Chill. Yeah, I mean, I tell you guys to shower and touch grass every day. Okay? Where were you yesterday, newsman? What? I was here. I was live. Chatters think I die when I just don't go live at 11 a.m. Pacific. Chatters be like, oh, I just assumed you were dead because I didn't see you live exactly at 11 a.m. So I assumed you dropped your responsibilities. I was on fire, chatter. Literally, I was immolating. Anyway, new details. New details in the hunt for motive in the Trump shooting. Let's take a look.
Washington for us. Good morning to you, Pierre.
I gotta pee.
Robin, good morning. The young killer at the center of this investigation remains an enigma. The FBI is still working to find the reason for the attack, but police have recovered a mountain of evidence showing his fascination with guns and explosives. This morning, new details about the final stage of planning from Thomas Matthew Crooks in the hours before he tried to assassinate former President Trump.
Take a look at what happened.
Sources telling ABC News that police suspect Crooks got on the roof not by using the 5-foot ladder he may have recently purchased, but by climbing on top of an air conditioning unit. And was Crooks on a suicide mission? Sources telling ABC News he left his tactical vest in his vehicle, raising questions about whether he intended to survive the attack. And ABC News discovering new details suggesting Crooks was meticulous in designing several suspicious devices found in his vehicle and residence. The devices had a remote control aspect, intricate wiring and chemicals, though it remains unclear how effective or dangerous they may be.
The real question here is going to be, how did he plan all this to the degree that we think he did? The odd man out here is the explosives. As to what was he going to do with those?
This comes amid new questions about security failures that ended up with Trump and 3 others hit by gunfire. Officials tell ABC News the Secret Service has actually stepped up security around Trump in recent weeks in response to threats from Iran to assassinate him. But despite that, Crooks was able to climb onto a roof and fire at Trump from 400 feet away. Officials say there's
Okay, that's not what this motherfucker
did. Trump from 400 feet away.
You don't gotta give him that edit, dude. Dude, listen. He got shot at. He survived. You don't have to make him sexy in the recreation, okay? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. You cannot be doing that. I mean, at least they made him orange, but like, that's crazy that they were just like, yeah, look at how sexy Trump is in this 3D rendering. Yeah, this is Trump minus 100 pounds. You see this insane rap video from the convention? I did not, but I love that. I love insane rap videos. Local cops warn Secret Service. Wait, what? Scoop from Washington Post. Washington Post, MSNBC's Carol Leonnig. Scoop! On Saturday, assassination attempts at Secret Service. They didn't have the manpower to position a patrol car and an officer to watch outside the key building facing the Trump rally stage on Saturday. That's where a gunman hoisted himself and later shot at the former president during the Pennsylvania event. Wow.
So a Republican gets shot by a registered Republican using a gun that Democrats tried to ban, and somehow it's the Democrats' fault?
Dude, I love that. Oh, that's so good. I love this. I mean, this is a certified banger, okay? Because it's so, I hate the guy who Walter is like obviously emulating here. I've done like some coverage over his TikToks. What is it? Date right stuff, right? Isn't that what it is? He's like the guy who has that failure of a right-wing dating platform. Like, if you want to streamline domestic abuse and the shittiest dick you've ever received, go on date right stuff, you know? I didn't know it was a parody. I thought it was a real guy. Is this take wrong? No, it's right. He just took the guy who always does like the shitty smarmy, like I'm eating food while also quickly quipping, and he turned around and he turned it on its head, and I love it. He's using the same format. I skipped this TikTok because I thought it was the other guy. No, it was absolute banger. Like with the end, he goes, "Got it." He knew. You know when the shooter wasn't Republican and stopped trying to copy date the right stuff. Lamau. He never voted Republican, only registered to piss off Democratic parents. He donated to Democrats, not Republicans. He literally never donated to Democrats. No, he did. He did donate to like the one pack. But it doesn't matter. His parents weren't Democrat either. His parents were, what the his neighbors said they had Trump signs. Dude. His neighbors said that they had Trump signs on the lawn. Among the swirling unanswered questions about what drove 20-year-old Pennsylvania man to the very nearly kill former and potentially future president. Oh, man, potentially future president.
All cops are racist monsters. You just said only cops should have guns.
No, I don't want cops to have guns either. This guy's always having an argument with like a made up person. He's just like, no, people want to demilitarize the police as well and you know, punish them aggressively. He's just, oh God, arguing with a straw man that I created to own the libs. Are you happy or sad that he survived? I love bait like this. It's just like so obvious. Such a silly question, dude. At a time when everyone is like looking desperately at like left-wing commentators to yell at, coming in here and being like, are you happy or sad that he survived? Like, yeah, dude, ready to clip. Finger on the button, okay? Straight up finger on the clipping button. He's like ready. He's ready. I'm gonna keep that close to the chest, okay? Of course, I'm so saddened. I'm saddened by the events that took place. Bro, I was just asking. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just answering. I'm saddened by the events that took place. There you go. Much to think about with that answer. I'm using very, very careful language. You know what I think? Dude? I think the media is dropping the ball. They should have immediately ran with the narrative that Thomas Matthew Crooks and Donald Trump were in a gay love triangle, and this was a gay lovers quarrel, just like the Republicans ran with that narrative when David DePipe tried to kill Paul Pelosi. I'm just shocked that more people haven't been doing that. I've been doing that here because I'm truthful, you know? I'm here for truth. I'm here for justice. I'm here to tell you what's what. I'm here to tell you what the real situation is. Donald Trump started doing Ozempic, stopped because he got sexy. He stopped having sex with this young boy. Okay? Donald Trump and Thomas Matthew Crooks were in a gay relationship. They were having sex. A lot of sweaty sex, a lot of hot sex, sex like you've never even thought about. Okay? That's right. And then Donald Trump started getting on Ozempic and he started losing weight. And he was like, oh, I can do better than you, Thomas. I no longer want to f you. I now want to have sex with JD Vance. And Thomas Matthew Crooks was like, no, you can't do that. You're going to make him your vice president. And then you're going to be able to have hot sex with him in the White House when you become the president. I'll kill you. And then he shot at him. I spread this with a date edited. And a bunch of boomers believed it without checking, just addicted to the trolling. I am sorry. Oh no, 8 months ago, mapping the Trump shooting. Oh no. You are messed up in the head? Am I? Oh, is that the craziest fan fiction you ever heard? Or is that brilliant? And I'm actually tying the strings together finally. This proves your point.
And I will even give Joe Biden 10 strokes aside. 10 strokes. That's that means 20 strokes.
See? He's so horny. Now that he's diced off that Ozempic, he's trying to stroke even Joe Biden. If I'm Trump's secret gay lover, I'm going to feel some type of way about this slutty man talking about who he wants to make come. Okay? That's what I'm saying. It's just like he probably kept hearing him talk like a harlot in broad daylight, and he couldn't stop himself any longer. It was like, you used to talk to me like that. You used to stroke me like that. Okay?
And I will even give Joe Biden 10 strokes aside. 10 strokes. That's that means 20 strokes.
Yeah. On the 11th stroke, he dies. So I will be gentle with him, a gentle lover. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. On the parents of the shooter being Republican, one of the parents is. Yeah, Channel 4 did some investigation on it too. He was a gun-toting Republican, the daddy was. Dude, they're so good. Channel 4. I mean, all right, let's finish this and then I'll get into the Channel 4 shit.
Hey. Officials say there's no indication of a link between the Iran threats and Saturday's attempted assassination. But now growing outrage about the security lapse.
Someone's on top of the roof. Look.
Video shows Crooks on the roof moments before he opened fire, spotted by bystanders who called police for help.
Officer.
In our interview, the head of the Secret Service, Kim Cheeto, saying law enforcement officers were stationed inside the same building, where Trump's would-be assassin climbed onto the roof and opened fire.
There was local police in that building. There was local police in the area that were responsible for the outer perimeter of the building.
L after L after L, dude. Holy shit. The Secret Service sucks. If you are any part of the American law enforcement community, you just automatically are just ass, dude. You're just so used to being bad at your job. Straight up. It's like comically bad.
I'm being told that the shooter was actually identified as a potential person of suspicion. And so the local police department actually...
It's so funny because like Uvalde happened and not a single one of those pig fuckers was a woman. So of course nobody hit the DEI narrative then. But the moment that they find like a woman that they can blame, they're like, oh no, this is not like a cultural problem. This is not like a problem born out of the lack of interest that anybody has in a position of power to like actually make cops do their jobs. Okay. So it must be the woman in charge that is the reason. It's awesome. It's great. They found a woman so they can be like, yeah, it's DEI. No, man, it's just that law enforcement in general, all the way up to the Secret Service, it seems, just aren't very good at their jobs, and they don't need to be at all because absolutely zero people are like, hey, maybe we should make them do their jobs. This is like one of the ways that I think I always try to reach out to the hogs as well, where I'm like, don't you get mad when so much of your tax dollars go to these people and then like they literally just like cry all the time about how like they're being bullied because they can't be like violent to random people. Meanwhile, they are still violent to random people. They have no accountability and they rarely ever do their goddamn jobs. They never do their jobs. They never do it. It's like anything that you have that is stolen, God forbid, you go to the cops, they're gonna be like, you think that's what we do? Get the out of here, okay? I was shocked when two detectives knocked on my door. Shocked. I thought they were here to like arrest me. When they came up to my door and were like, hey, we're actually investigating a stolen car that happened like outside of your house. I was like, it was like a genuinely shocking moment for me. I was like, you guys do that sort of thing? Like you do that sort of thing? Like that's a thing that you do? You investigate theft like that? Grand Theft Auto? Rich neighborhood, that's why. Really funny that you say that because in this rich neighborhood, I have had literal friends have their car stolen where the cops straight up were like, nothing we can do. You say, but you in West Hollywood. But that's so funny that you're saying that because I have people that were in my neighborhood that you know as well. Not one, but two people, actually. Yeah, Myth got his car stolen. Ludwig got his car stolen. Will had a car theft situation as well. Absolutely zero circumstances where cops are like, oh yeah, let's get right to it, sir. I suspect that it was a person who has like an in with the police department that got detectives to actually get off their ass and do an investigation. Anyway, Or maybe like it was an insurance fraud. I don't know. Like, that's why I bike. Motherfucker stealing it probably need a good workout. True.
Actually put a call out.
Officers responded, but were not able to stop the gunman in time. The local sheriff defending his team, telling ABC News each department had been given specific assignments and they carried them out.
The deputies under my control did their job and went above and beyond after the shooting stopped and the chaos began.
In fairness, nobody wanted something like this to happen, and many of the police performed heroically. But the fact remains, we still do not have a clear answer as to why and how that young killer was able to get on that roof and fire away, George.
Pierre Thomas, thanks.
And former President Trump.
Anyway, we're gonna continue along with the background on the shooter and more police incompetence, of course, as always. We got the video where this guy apparently who was walking around by himself looking at rooftops near Trump. How was he not detained, especially after getting caught with a rangefinder? I'm gonna tell you once again, it's because he's white. He's white as fuck. He was so goddamn white. There's no one more white than this man. Okay, if he was like even a little tan, that they would have had him in handcuffs. Okay, prodding his asshole. Okay, like this dude had a magic invisibility potion at a MAGA rally. Okay, he was a hog. He was a hog. I watched Hasan, but also Paul Joseph Watson. Do I just enjoy carnage? I've never heard that. I haven't heard that name in years, bro. Does he even keep posting content? What are you watching content from 2017? That's crazy. You need God. New interview saying he hated Trump. Well, okay. We know he hates Trump. Okay. That doesn't give us the motive. He tried to kill him. The point is why? Breaking news. Guy who shot Trump in the head hates Trump. That part is apparent to pretty much everyone who immediately recognized. Hold on. Do we have that link? That link's not working, Vorlo, the one you sent me. Anyone in chat should know that you can hate someone and still miss them. That's the most relatable thing about the shooter. Toxic. Yes. Yeah, no. He's definitely Trump's gay lover. Like, that's not a joke. That's what I'm leaning on. He had sexual intercourse with Donald Trump and he just could not stand. It got deleted instantly. Oh, by the way, the FBI used, of course, IDF tech, Israel's Celebrite. Trump shooter's phone was cracked with Israeli technology. Okay. Least shocking turn of events here. But anyway, as far as like hunting down the shooter's motive, there's still many questions. Okay. There's still many questions. His classmates have said he's conservative. His neighbors have said they've seen Trump signs on the lawn. Okay. He was wearing duck hunting camo. And he was getting bullied for it at school. He's a bit of a loner. He was a bit of a stem cell, as far as we understand. But among the swirling unanswered questions about what drove a 20-year-old Pennsylvania man to very nearly kill the former and potentially future president, the glaze is unstoppable. Focus has turned to the parents of the would-be assassin, both of whom are licensed professional counselors, according to Pennsylvania Social Work Board. Now, if you think social workers are across-the-board Democrats, let me tell you, that's not the case. You can be a social worker and still a hog. Matthew Brian Crooks and Mary Elizabeth Crooks, residents of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, hold active licenses as professional social workers. Records from the Pennsylvania Licensing Verification Service indicate that both have been licensed since 2002, with Mary obtaining her license in February and Matthew in March of that year. Their licenses remain valid until February 2025. Newsweek reached out to the Crooks about their background in counseling, but has not received a response. After the man identified by law enforcement as Thomas Matthew Crooks shot at Donald Trump from a roof just outside the security perimeter at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania Saturday, the FBI said it completed the search of his home, where he lived with his parents, as well as his car and at least one phone. A motive remains unclear. Turns out he also had a potential makeshift bomb in his car that he wanted to blow up too, simultaneously to cause chaos and then also take advantage of said chaos or some shit. Records indicate that Crooks, an administrator at a local nursing home, was a registered Republican voter, though he's also recorded as having given a single small donation to a Democrat-aligned group. A neighbor told reporters that there have been pro-Trump signs on display in the yard of his family's home. Beyond that, details on Crooks and his family have so far been elusive. Unlike many gunmen who have carried out attacks on schools, nightclubs, and businesses, Crooks did not appear to leave a trail of clues into his mindset on social media, nor did he leave any apparent manifesto. That could make it more difficult for investigators to understand what drove him to that perch in Butler. This is the Thomas Crooks residence. Local law enforcement has been guarding the home from media since the July 13th shooting. Mental health. Newsweek spoke to Paul Gianfrido, the former CEO and president of Mental Health America, about what warning signs could have been missed about Crooks' family and friends. That part I don't really care about. Wasn't that a small donation from a different person with the same name? No. Bullying can also play a role in violence, yada, yada, yada. That's how you know he's white. He's white, okay? There's no better indication that this motherfucker is white. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, what motive could there be? Bullying. Like, they're giving it a fair shake, okay? They're giving it a fair shake. A fair shake that only is given to right-wing, white, racist shooters, okay? The white shooters in general. Oh, well, it was just like he got bullied a lot, you know? He got bullied. If this dude was even a little Mexican, bro, oh my God, they'd be like, dude, this is what Hispanics do. Famously. Anyway, it's so hard to be vulnerable as a man. You try to get your feelings out, and people call it a manifesto, so you have to send a series of bombs through the mail to different universities to kind of cut the vulnerability. I agree. Anyway, Trump shooter's parents called the police hours before the assassination attempt. That's another part of this puzzle as well. Motive is still unknown. Oh my God, Fox News is trying to paywall this shit now? Bitch, are you crazy? Are you insane? You're out of your dang mind, son. What the hell? He has the perfect school shooter profile. He looks like a school shooter, okay? He walks like a school shooter, talks like a school shooter, did a shooting, okay? The only difference here is that instead of shooting up his school, which is usually what they do, okay, don't say that, huh? What do you mean? Why not? What do you mean? He does. He's got that inbred stank on him. Thing is, most of the time, and I've talked about this before, most of the time in America, like, people with this kind of resentment never actually carry it to, like, people in positions of power who actually have, like, a protective barrier around them, right? Constant security and surveillance. And they always just, like, go after people that are weaker than them and go after, like, random people, you know what I mean? That they unleash their anger and resentment towards. That's the norm. It's never the norm to turn around and, like, try to take that anger and resentment on someone who is more powerful.
Channel 4 News can reveal that Thomas Crooks' father, the owner of the rifle that was used to shoot at Donald Trump, was held on a database and profiled by the former president's election campaign and identified by them as a strong Republican supporter, gun owner, and hunter. The information was compiled as part of a secret Republican project to gather data on millions of gun owners across America and use it to target pro-gun messages in the run-up to the 2016 election.
It's so funny that the Trump administration knew what the was up with the Crooks family. You know what I'm saying? They were aware. I feel like there's a major difference in someone trying to kill Trump because of political sentiment and someone going full psychopath and massacring children, like a pretty huge margin of difference. Well, as it stands now, we don't know what the shooter's motives were. Obviously, my immediate inclination is that, like, yeah, this is most likely a political shooting because it is the president, you know? Having said that, however, a lot of people that are driven to doing these kinds of shootings, like, we don't know. As of now, we don't know what his motivation was. But if his motives are similar to, like, a schizo school shooter, for example, then this is one of the very few instances where, like, a person with that kind of resentment, frustration, anger that wanted to, like, make a name for themselves, which is oftentimes, like, the motive of school shooters, is targeting someone that is, like, at a higher status than them and not in their immediate vicinity with, like, less power and no mechanism to protect themselves. You feel me? This is unique. Hasanabi analysis on point again. Unless we go with the narrative that I have declared, which is that he had a gay relationship with Donald Trump. Okay? I'm just saying. So, who knows? Who's here to make those declarative statements? Me. I'm the guy. You come here for analysis, and you're going to get that. Top of the line analysis, baby. Shit that you've never done thought about. You've never done heard of. Anyway, that's the best explanation I could come up with right now. Let's finish off this Channel 4.
And here's why they did it. The city of Pittsburgh is a key battleground in the critical swing state of Pennsylvania, so voters here are always heavily profiled and targeted by political parties.
He didn't just shoot at Trump, he shot into a large group of people. Why is everyone just glossing over that fact? Come on, dude. Come on, dude. That is... Come on, bruh. What are you saying? It was a Trump rally, and he was aiming for Trump's head. And if Trump hadn't moved his head a little bit, he would be dead right now. That's the funniest part of this. Like, that is the funniest argument to make. Absolutely zero people are making that argument. Okay?
Parties like the Trump campaign in 2016, which held voters' details on a database, including, as we've discovered, the shooter's family, Matthew Crooks and his wife Mary, who lived here at 2506 Milford Drive in Bethel Park. We know they profiled them using secret computer models to identify likely gun owners and enthusiasts, and Mr. Crooks scored very highly, 0.99 out of 1 for being a gun owner and 0.95 out of 1 for being a hunter. In fact, out of more than 19,000 people in Bethel Park who were profiled, Mr. Crooks was in the top 20, and the database classified him as a strong GOP or Republican voter.
So at least the Trump campaign knew about his daddy. That's crazy. Channel 4 is so good. I know, dude. They're dangerous. 19,000 gun owners in Bethel Park. No, I think 19,000 total people. He's like, yeah, he's ranked 17. Hey man, there's no way to know Trump would show up at a Trump rally. Seems like Trump was a bystander, not a target. Yeah, exactly. So we're returning to the he hated his dad and that's why he wanted to kill Trump, right? I mean, we don't know. 32,782 is Bethel Park's pop. Maybe 19,000 like registered Republicans. I don't know. Hogs will always argue how Democrats will create a registry of gun owners. Meanwhile, the Republicans have already done it. Yeah. That's just the number of people they had profiled. Bro, how is he? Dude, someone needs to check on Daddy Crooks because he's about to drop in that ranking quite a bit. You know what I mean? I don't think he can still be number 17 after his son tried to kill the president. Like, that probably knocks you down like a couple thousand. You know what I mean? Like, no matter how much you love guns and hunting, I suspect that you're probably not going to maintain your number 17 position. What do you mean? He's top 5 now? No. That's awkward as hell, bro. Anyway, here it is. Former classmate of recalls Trump shooter grilling him over support for former POTUS, did not like politicians.
Thomas was a quiet kid unless there was something that he was passionate about, politics being one of them. He just did not like politicians, especially with the choices that we've had. He did not like our politicians. It was especially during 2016. It was Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, all of them. He showed that he disliked all of them. Did not like any of them. So I brought up the fact that I'm Hispanic and, you know, I'm for Trump. And he said, well, you're Hispanic, so shouldn't you hate Trump? And I was like, no, he's great. I mean, like, he's a great president. And he's, you know, he called me stupid or insinuated that I was stupid. He's like, well, that's kind of stupid. If he was a know-it-all. So, like, once again, if he was passionate about something, he would just talk, and acted like he knew everything, especially politics related. And he would say it in a tone that was like, I'm better than you, in a type of way.
This motherfucker was a debate lord, bro. He was a debate lord. Oh my God, DGG here. Dude.
And, meanwhile, it's like, dude, we're in the same classes. You know what I mean? We're talking about the same stuff here. And whenever it comes to politics, I mean, at the end of the day, I can agree, you can disagree, I can disagree. We're not even know nothing about it. Like, at that point, it doesn't matter. At that point, it's, you know what I mean? We're just starting to figure out who we like and all. But, yeah, he was real smug.
Yeah, he was. I think this dude is making this up. He was 12 in 2016. Like, he was 12 years old being like, I hate Hillary Clinton, I hate Bernie Sanders. Like, that makes no sense, bro. Like, this guy's going for the Fox News anchor position. I'm Latino. He was right. This guy's stupid for being part Latino and liking Trump. I mean, yeah, he is stupid, but that's not the, like, I'm willing to listen to stupid people, if they have like personal testimony, but that's wild, bro. 12-year-olds are opinionated as to be honest. 12-year-olds opinions are on Livy Dunn, okay? Or what is it, Brecky Hill or something? Like who their favorite like female content creator is, okay? Why am I saying this? Because I saw a bunch of 12-year-olds being interviewed at a hockey game, and they all were like, oh, my favorite content creator is Brecky Hill. I'm like, you should not know that. That's crazy. You're 12. They start you young here in the South. I was taught to shoot the TV with my Nerf gun when Dems were on the screen when I was like 7 years old. Oh my God, nobody's like that at 12. We can't all be horse boys. I mean, this is the worst community. Oh my God, this is the worst community to say nobody's like that when they're 12, because this is the most politically autistic community of all time. Of course, all of you motherfuckers were like that at 12, and so was this guy probably. So I've just realized something here. Again, why did I say that? Half of you dumbasses were already listening to me when you were 12, 13, 14 anyway. So of course, this is the worst place to have this conversation, especially many of you that come from like conservative backgrounds. I feel like it's more Democrat to just like not really try to brainwash your children. I feel like Republicans project on that front quite a bit, whether it be taking your ass to church or constantly instilling their values in you at an early age to just like hammer in the points. Like, yeah, that's right. Barack Obama is a Muslim man. That type of shit.
Arrogant whenever he was talking, and whether that was his way to try to make friends or be funny, I don't know, but it got under my skin a lot. So his friend group, they were known for being, like I said, like just out there, a little bit more recluse. Some of them didn't even show up to school. Some of them went homeschool. Some of them, I think one of them went to like a private school. They were definitely the type, and they did make threats to shoot up our school. And that year, I believe it was our freshman year, because I had left our freshman year. Before I had left, everyone going through Snapchat, everybody's texting, everybody, saying this, that, and the third. Everybody was saying it was Thomas who made a threat, and it was that friend group. Everyone was mainly blaming the friend group, but a name that kept coming up was Thomas. And he never did anything, you know what I mean? He left school for a couple of days. It wasn't anything like a suspension or anything. It was just a couple of days, he was not severely bullied. Almost nobody knew him. So, for somebody who got severely bullied, I'm not going to name names, but I could name you a few students that were severely bullied, and I remember.
Bro, this kid's awesome. He loves yapping, dude. This is grade A yapping right here. He's just like, yeah, I can name names. Not me, though. Yeah, this motherfucker for sure was one of the bullies, okay? For sure.
Remember their names. He's not one of them. The signs were there, and somebody definitely had to know. Somebody, whether he was talking to somebody or somebody either just didn't realize and just overlooked it, somebody should have known, because he was not a loner. and both of his parents being counselors, how do you not see that warning sign yourself? Anybody who knew him should have seen something, should have known something was up. And I know it's kind of easy to hide, but people are going to get their affairs in order before they do something this bold and this drastic, and nobody saw it. And why?
Maybe Trump was cyberbullying him. Yeah, maybe. I like that Fox News is like, I brought up the fact that I'm Hispanic and, I'm for Trump. And he said, well, you're Hispanic, so shouldn't you hate Trump? That's like what they're going with. And he said, no, he's great. He was a great president. He called me stupid or insinuated that I was stupid, which he was, to be fair. I love having I love listening to these sorts of interviews that leave us with more questions than answers. Like, oh yeah, he didn't like Donald Trump. Okay, we knew that already. He tried to kill him. Like, give me something different, man. The new rhetoric was shooter was stupid. Rhetoric. My man said rhetoric with D's, 2 D's, not one with 2 D's. That's awesome. Respect, chatter. You are doing crazy things out here. Anyway, Thomas Matthew Crooks' parents called cops to report him missing on the day of the shooting. Apparently, Thomas's mom and dad reportedly called the authorities about his MIA status before he opened fire at the rally, which left retired volunteer fire chief Corey Contemporore dead. Per the outlet, Thomas's parents are not cooperating with the FBI, who are still trying to determine the shooter's motive for Saturday's attack. Still, Thomas reportedly had every intention of surviving the ambush. As CNN reports, he told coworkers he'd be back on work on Sunday after requesting Saturday off, allegedly telling him he had something to do. That's crazy. That's something he had to do. Assassinate the president. According to the report, Thomas first raised suspicions 3 hours before the shooting as he entered security screening area holding a rangefinder, which is often used by hunters to measure distance. However, the rangefinder alone was not enough to keep Thomas from passing through security. Those security personnel reportedly kept an eye on him in the area. In other words, they were aware of Thomas's suspicious presence prior to the shooting. Per CNN, investigators discovered 2 remote-controlled explosive devices in Crook's car following the shooting. Oh, this is a fun, brief aside here. Divorced men being 9 points higher in their support for Trump than all the other men is just funny. Yeah. All voters in this poll, all registered voters across the board, divorced men, 56%. If you're a divorced dad, you have the highest likelihood. You have the highest likelihood of supporting Donald Trump. Poll on the shooting. What is the root cause of Trump's shooting? Deranged shooter, 24%. Trump and his own rhetoric, 23%. Rhetoric of Biden Democrats, 13%. Let's go! Absolutely 0 people believe this dumb bullshit, dude. Oh, thank God Americans are so stupid, but at least they're like not that stupid. You know what I mean? It's like virtually impossible for people to be that dumb. Political polarization, lack of gun control, mental health issues, news media rhetoric, 6%. Oh, thank God. Oh my God. People said Trump and his own rhetoric. Oh my God. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, I'm in a nut. I love seeing Americans actually demonstrate like a moment of accuracy for once. Oh, that's so sick. Oh, that's so great. This is just like a breakdown of the concerted effort from the Republican Party and their messaging discipline on this falling apart. Oh, this is cinema. Oh, it's so good. It's great, man. It actually is. This is wonderful to see. This also is part of the reason why I think this is also part of the reason why I believe that polls haven't changed too dramatically, like haven't swung in any direction dramatically post-assassination attempt. In a way that even I was saying like, oh, Donald Trump's definitely going to win. Like the reason why I said that is because it is entirely dependent on the Democratic Party and how they manage the messaging post-shooting versus the Republican Party and how they are able to move away from Donald Trump being like a genuine threat to Donald Trump being a martyr and a victim right? But Americans' positions are completely planted at this point. Anyway, isn't this just 2016 all over again? Americans weren't falling for Hillary coverage over Trump in 16. Same way they don't buy this Biden's rhetoric is worse than Trump's. Bro, he's the most hated person on earth for half of our country. No way they will feel bad for him. Oh, for sure. Like, I don't feel bad. Like, I don't think any Democrat, like, Democrats will say, like, oh, this is really devastating. Like, I'm so sad. I'm saddened by the events. Like, they might be fearful that, like, political violence will become the norm. That's entirely separate than, like, feeling bad for Trump. What do you mean? Like, I think that you look at anywhere, you look at any group of individuals right now in the immediate aftermath of the shooting, half of them were crying tears of joy, and the other half were crying because they were sad. That's just the breakdown. Ain't nobody was like, I'm in the middle of this. Because that's what happens when you have maxed out on your name recognition, when the incumbent president is going up against the former president. You know what I mean? 1, mental health. 2, Trump rhetoric. 3, media rhetoric, propaganda. 4, political divisiveness. I mean, 70% of the whole country, 65% of Dems want Joe to drop out. Yeah, new polling came out. We're going to talk about that. 100% of those unsubscribed will see a 3-minute ad break, though, which is not reflected in this poll. So how honest is this poll? You know what I mean? Because at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free with Twitch Prime, right? That's just how it is. Now, you can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. You can get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. Like I said, Twitch Prime is free. We're going to talk about the Biden dropout potential as well. But here, Don Jr. Blast Media in Republican hypocrisy in full display. Oh, Muffin Coast, thank you for the 5. Thank you. Variable 320 for the 5. Spitting Nichols, thank you for the 5. Thank you. Allowing 15 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. Why?